The ball's dangerous. Oh! Tim Cahill. Can you believe?
Lovely little turn from the wall goal. Oh, what a goal!
John.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup.
For us.
He scored!
The Socceroos, kings of the continent, for the first time. They're the champions of Asia.
Hello and welcome to the 8th instalment of the Football Snacks. Your hosts this week are myself, Fraser, Estelle, Ben and Pat. Together we'll be discussing the highs and lows on what was this round in A-League football, as well as our take on the Socceroos against Honduras over two legs. I'll now pass you on to the host, Estelle, who will be dictating play from here on in.
Alright, so let's get started on last week's game. We had the Central Coast, Seabrogans, Ocon's Yellow Army, defeat the not-so-invincibles 2-0. I'm very excited about that one. Made me very happy. Oh, come on. I can't believe Sydney actually let Hull score. Like, who does that? He looks like he's fresh out of the Grinch movie. That's just wrong. You deserve that.
No, you're right. We deserve it.
So let's move on to the next game. That actually put Newcastle in first place. So they defeated Adelaide 2-1, and Andrew Boots scored. He is on fire. Man's hot. And in a ridiculous ball fest, the next game, I unfortunately had to attend this, was victory against Brisbane. Ended 1-1. It was absolutely boring. I can't say anything good about it, except for probably Theo Harris making a great impression. Definitely one to look out for. Then, my favourite, the distance derby. So now this week, reason.
Jesus.
We have a real reason to talk about Perth. They actually become relevant for once. They lost. 5-2 to Wellington. Nick's in. Anyway, what a now. And to finish the round, we had a 1-1 draw at Amy Park between City and Western Sydney, which saw Vedran Janjetovic saving some great shots, ultimately winning the game. He's great. Come on. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about this Central Coast win. Are they overdoing their celebrations?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
West Sydney
They
didn't.
line up like they made the Champions League final after winning 2-0. Like, fair enough. Okay, They outplayed us in the night, but it's like, are you going to be that fucking bothered to take a team photo like that after getting your first out of 4 wins of the season? It's just...
Yeah, but that's exactly it. You've seen their seasons before as well. They obviously haven't been playing well. All their fans have been like pretty much dying at games. They haven't seen their club that they love win. So for them, who everyone keeps saying they're absolute shit, they're Seabrogans, I'm guilty of it, I always say that. You know, they finally get their win against these invincibles that is coached by their ex-coach. It's a huge thing for them and their fans as well. Like, obviously they don't get a lot of wins, so that's actually a lot for them and a good achievement.
No, the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, it's a good achievement, but West Sydney didn't celebrate that hard when they won 1-0 last season.
Exactly
right.
right.
They broke a 3.5-year streak as well.
Yeah, but they're not Central Coast. Okay, Western Sydney have fans. Central Coast struggle.
Yeah, but
a lot of it, like in a lot of areas they struggle.
But
so
Central Coast has
a
titles.
win for them. Sorry?
Central Coast has titles. Like,
yeah.
technically speaking, they're a bigger club than West Sydney.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Oh.
I can respect that. That's a refreshing opinion. That's a refreshing way to look at it. Thank you, Fraser.
I'm here to please, Ben.
I don't see it that way at all. Like, Western Sydney have a lot more supporters, and even though they don't have, you know, the cups behind them, their fans are used to winning and high expectations of them. They've got a lot of fans.
Are Wanderers fans used to winning, though?
They actually won the Asian Champions League.
Did they? Really?
Yeah,
I'd never heard about that.
I didn't know that.
No,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
But I honestly think Central Coast are, you know, well deserved, especially in the game. What do you think of the game, Pat?
I think the game, well, firstly, I'd like to touch on a couple of comments. One, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
I missed you.
Secondly, the Mariners' fucking little celebration win reminded me of a 14-year-old girl having a first cruiser, and then throwing up, and all her mates being like, "Oh my god, what are you doing, Stacey?"
Excuse
It was
me,
just-
says the guy who went there in a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
embarrassing.
That's so
It was
fucking
pure
funny.
fucking bad.
Did you get that from
What the
Lowe's?
fuck?
Did you get it from Lowe's?
Fucking oath, dude.
Yeah.
And to all the fucking sea bogans that came up after the game, just giving it to us, the cunts. The joke's on you because we don't live in Gosford. We got to go back to fucking Sydney. You second-class citizen cunts. Back to the game, though.
Yeah.
I think Sydney, unfortunately, it's been coming. They've been playing like absolute dog shit. They're old as fuck. I mean, I just couldn't rate it. To be honest, I don't remember much of the game because we were pretty fucking hammered. But what I do remember wasn't fantastic. And also, quick shout out. I could do an hour on this game. Quick shout out to the security who were absolute shit cunts and cut us off the beers after 5 minutes. Everyone in a Hawaiian shirt was cut off beers.
Deservedly.
That's what she said. She was like, anyone in a Hawaiian shirt. She's like, anyone in a Hawaiian shirt, no more beer. That blonde bitch. You know that blonde bitch Fraser?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The security. Yeah, that's what she said. The fucking whore.
So why didn't you take your shirt off?
I didn't want to
nice.
blind. Have you seen how white I am? I don't want to blind cunts.
Oh, well, you're so thoughtful like that.
Thank you.
Ben, what did you think of the game?
The less said, the better. I mean, like, alright, I think it's a bit of overreaction. I don't think we had it coming against Gosford. The squad's always been old. People are really pointing this kind of shit out now that we lost. It's funny how people do that. Regardless, Michael Zulo doing his best Glenn Johnson impersonation for the first goal. Like, he ran half the field and still couldn't keep up with Holt. Second one, no one really... Who was it, McGing that scored? Or whoever the fuck... I don't know, someone irrelevant.
Yeah.
Honestly, we just got outplayed. I mean, like, what was our best chance? It was in the last minute with the Yordi boys who had just an awkward ball that was just like you just chucking the centre back up for its own sake. We just got
And
done.
Wilco hitting the post.
Oh yeah, there was that too as well.
But that was with like 10 to go.
No, but yeah, it's just there's no excuse for that. And good on Central Coast. They got a clean win. You can't complain about that. And yeah, all I have to say about
They
it.
deserved it. They wanted it a lot more. That was the difference, I think.
Yeah,
I
and if
don't
you look
think
at
they
it
took them
too,
seriously.
Like,
it's probably that as well. And you know what? Sydney haven't really changed their team from last year as well. Like, they haven't really made that many changes. I mean, you had... Who's that new one? The bald guy? Adrian?
Zayevsky.
Yeah. So, what? He's injured, isn't he? I think...
Yeah, but he's going to play next week, from what I hear.
Yeah, he's a critical player for you guys. If you need some difference, you need him in your team. Anyway, let's move on. I want to talk to Fraser about this one. Tell me about your Perth team moving to Wellington. Are Perth shit or are Wellington actually improving?
No.
5-2.
Look, the thing
5
is,
past ready.
the thing is, look, that you touch on a good topic. We've gotten to a point where Liam Reddy is Perth's best player. Like,
Yeah.
that's how dire things are at the moment.
What a man.
Yeah, fuck
Did
me.
Diego
honestly.
Castro die or something?
Diego Castro is still in pre-season. He played 90 minutes in one pre-season game and missed the rest of it because he was in Spain having a fucking siesta, the dog. But the thing, like, at 3-2, you could still spin it in a positive light that, we went, 8 time zones east and, we gave them a good run for their money. We put 2 past, a good defensive unit. But 5-2 is just utterly embarrassing. And the fact that we were 4-2 down and Kenny Lowe brings on Jacob fucking Poscalero, like, it's not even like, it's not even like get in the box and win a header. He's 5'5". What's he gonna do?
So what does Perth need to turn their season around?
A new coach.
So you are Kenny Lowe out.
Yeah.
ooh.
Wow, big call.
He's not. I think he's an excellent man manager. He's just the Brendan Rodgers of the A-League. He's been basing his career off a brilliant attacking unit for so long. And he's been found out defensively and in the midfield for so long now. Like, he's finally not playing this autistic 4-4-2 that no one can run unless you've got N'Golo Kante in your squad. And now he's playing, 4-2-3-1s and 4-3-3s, and he's just getting absolutely obliterated left, right, and centre. I think the squad is still a good squad. It's a top 6 squad, but it comes down to the manager. That's for my opinion.
So it has potential.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't think Andy Keogh forgot what the offside rule is this season, but hopefully he remembers it soon enough. Taggart is injured indefinitely. Diego Castro,
Has he done the old Joel Chianese?
Yeah, he did his hammy in training. No one really knows the extent. So we've got them. Yeah.
Thanks to Warren.
God, I miss him. I actually miss Warren. When Alex Grant, arguably the slowest bloke in the league, is marking up against Roy Krishna, it's only going to end one way, and that showed. Roy Krishna directly affected the first 3 goals. Like, it's so blindingly obvious that you can't play a 6'4", pace of a turtle's like centre half there. But it's a shambles at the moment for us.
But at the same time, don't let Perth's performance take away from Wellington's.
Yes, 100%.
I think they are improving.
Wellington completely deserve the win. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. I'm just coming from this with my purple goggles here.
Again.
Yeah, I'm seeing, the Perth social media admin saying it was unfortunate the result on the day we were arguably the better side, which is an absolute load of horseshit. Wellington, as soon as we scored the first goal, Wellington came out and they looked the absolute business. They started playing concise, short passing triangles, and we just couldn't get around them at all after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, well, let's move on to something I really want to talk about. Our national team, the Socceroos. So we saw the draw last week, which I thought was actually a good result for playing over there. And now we have the second game, which is Wednesday this week.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
So, firstly, let's get your opinions on how you think the last game went, and then we'll get predictions for tomorrow night's game. Pat, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, gladly will, thank you. Look, I was fucking shocked. I'll give you the rundown.
Yeah.
So, we've gone out on the coast. It's a bit of story time with Uncle Pat. We've gone out up the coast after the game, and it was fucking there were sea bogans everywhere, chat as anything. So we've gone in. Old Retz has gotten us kicked out. We started climbing up a wall. So see us. We've gone to the beach. Anyway, I had a few too many bevs and fucking couldn't sleep. Got up, had like 2 hours fucking sleep. Was still hungover. Grabbed a couple Maximus for the boys. Went and watched the Socceroos game at home, and I was expecting a lot more, and it was just a fucking shambles, if I'm honest. The whole we did well. Oh, no, we're going to beat them. 0-0's a great result. 0-0 would have been a good result going into it, but after watching that game, it was like, fuck me. When did Tommy Urich get his eyes painted on? Does that cunt have eyes? What an absolute, in the words of Jono the Godfather, he is the dumbest cunt in our national team. As much as I hate that old, overrated, narcissistic cunt, Tim Cahill, he would have buried those chances.
Oh, yes.
And it's time, and I know this is going to be like a wider discussion that everyone else will probably have, but it's time we need some fucking strikers because nobody can ever seem to score. It's like, oh, fuck, we're not going to score. What do we do? Oh, bring on Timmy and we'll lob some crosses in there. Like, the team played really... Honduras are absolute shit. They're third world citizens. Honestly, Syria were better than them. And I just think that they could... As for a result, I don't know. I think they could. If Australia don't take the chances, I can see them counter-attacking and just scoring a fucking fluky goal and everyone being like, oh, well, fuck, there we go. Yep. Like, that's still on the cards because they are so pacey. But I obviously hope Australia get up. And then in the end... Yeah, it is, for sure. And I just think I'd love Australia to win and get through and not fucking pull in Italy. So There are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Bunched
So
up
you
and,
start on Italy.
yeah, they got what they deserve. It's karma, mate. It's what you get when you dive.
Don't start.
Justice is served.
This is payback, okay?
Exactly.
Surrounded by idiots. Yeah,
Cazzo.
I'm inclined to agree.
Mamma
Nil-all is
mia.
nothing result. Like we're not bulletproof by any means. We've conceded 2 to Thailand before. Like Honduras get 1 fluky goal, as you've said, then that's it. We're over. I don't see us scoring 2 again. Juric. Look. He had a shocker, but it's just not him to blame. We shouldn't be blaming him because the situation we're in is not on him.
But should he cop some responsibility for... Sorry to interrupt, but should he get some responsibility for... You are a striker. People are like, oh, he did his best. It's not all on him.
It's not all on him, but yeah, he should be putting away at least one of those chances.
Fucking king. Wasn't he fantastic? Oh, had a semi watching him play. It was amazing.
Fuck's sake. As for the striker debacle, what we do after Cahill, it could just be a case of Angie loves Juric, but Juric is garbage. Someone else like J-Mac could be better in that situation. Someone like... I know it's a reach, but tag it in a couple of years or whoever. I don't know.
Yeah, boy!
Get around that.
That's all I could think of because you mentioned, and I don't rate him on a national level, but thanks for playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Like, we just need to get a... I wouldn't be surprised if it's just 2 hours of nothing where, like, both teams just so free it goes to penalties and we see what happens. That's probably my prediction for the Socceroos game.
All right, Fraser.
Yeah, look, it was absolutely fucking garbage, man. Like, I think that's the most cohesive I've seen our midfield play, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's one of the first game that Mastalawongo's played, and Mila Jedinak also came back. Like, they had nothing coming in attack. Like, they built themselves up as this monolith of a footballing nation. And they gave us a cow paddock, and we showed them how to herd cows, pretty much. Like, if the thing with Juric, I mean, people, like, harping back to what you guys said, people are saying, oh, you know, like, he tried his best, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, if you're a striker and you can't put the ball in the net, what's the point? Like,
Exactly.
that's your job.
That's what you're there to do.
Yeah, you can fall back on a striker and say they have brilliant hold-up play and they link the play up well with the wingers. But the prime example of that I can relating to us is Bobo. He can link up the play well from midfield, and you know what he does? He puts the ball in the net. Juric doesn't do that on a regular enough level, and when he does, it's a bit of a fluke, like the one against Saudi Arabia, where the keeper slipped and it fell to him. Like, I don't think Juric is good enough. Relying on Tim Cahill isn't a reliable measure for us moving forward, but you know,
What about Nathan Burns? Whatever happened to him? He had a fucking stellar season, went to Japan, and he's just fucking died off the face of the earth.
He's no good.
I think that killed his... Yeah.
He's no good over there. They don't
He's been linked to Newcastle, so that's how irrelevant he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, I want to be hopeful about the Socceroos. I really do. It would be a shame for us to miss out. It would really set us back. But at the same time, we do have a lot of issues. So if we don't make it, it's a huge wake-up call. And we're going to have to do a lot to rebuild that team. So like you were saying about the strikers, that is their job at the end of the day. They need to score. We can't rely on Tim Cahill anymore. He's getting old. We're not going to always have him. So what can we do to make sure that we have strikers in the future?
Anyone that looks semi-relevant in the A-League, put them in the number 9 position and hope for the best.
Yeah. Any cunt that can run as fast as Lecky, just fucking slap him in there and hope
Just put long balls through and be like, here you go, mate.
Yeah, pretty the old Jamie Mack tactic at Brisbane Roar.
See, at the end of the day, going back to what we were saying about, you know, it's a striker's job, blah, 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 will you then blame Ange?
Yeah, I have been blaming Ange.
Best players, and they're not performing. Can you really blame Ange at the end of the day?
Well, who necessarily says they're the best players if they're not performing?
Well, if that's all Australia has, if that's all we're offering, and they're just not gelling.
I get we're limited. I get we're limited for options, but considering that he changed from a system that from won the Asian Cup to put us into a do or die game against, you know, fucking farmers. Yeah, like you could make the argument if this is all we had and we always underperformed, but I think our standard should be automatically qualify through Asia, even with this squad.
Yeah, definitely. We're not in the fucking Oceania level. We're better than this.
Yeah, we oiled up Saudi Arabia, let's be real, and they got ahead of us because we couldn't beat Thailand. That's what it comes down to.
And I think
had a
last
s-
World Cup we actually played quite well. So to see us go downhill from there, like we thought, well, things were improving. We're finally going to start being a great footballing nation. And to see us right now, it's disappointing because we want to be up there with the best. Like obviously it's going to take time, but we're just not performing and it's not acceptable. Still, I want to remain hopeful and I really hope that we do get the win. It's a huge game for football in Australia. I really hope we get that. Anyway, let's move on to this week's meme of the week. Here we go. Fraser, what is your meme of the week?
Jeez. I'm gonna remain Perth Glory themed here, and I'm gonna say playing a marquee midfielder at centre half in Xavi Torres. That's all I can think about. That's all I've been able to think about. That game has haunted my dreams since
Purple goggles.
since Saturday afternoon. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got to offer. Other than Tommy Urich's finishing, that's all I've got for this segment. So I'll pass it on to Pat.
Yep.
Meme of the week was just Sydney. Sydney becoming a meme.
Really? I
Yeah,
would have said it's
that's all
you
I've
in the
got.
Hawaiian shirt, but anyway.
Yeah, that was
See, I'm not egotistic like that. Just nice, just very humble.
Like, yeah, very humble. Very.
No, I'd say fucking Paul Ocon carrying on like what was that? Horses. Fuck off, cunt. You couldn't get the Ollie Roos to the
Hey,
Olympics, but he
he's
beats
just
Sydney
proud
and
of
he's getting
his
around it.
Getting around a
That's who I
victory
blame.
song as a Mariners moach as well.
That's who I blame for our World Cup failure, is him not getting us into the fucking Olympics. It's all Paul Ocon's fault, the cunt.
Wow.
Jesus.
Ben, take it away.
This one is very dear to my heart. It is Gianpiero's Ventura, the Italian coach, trying to sub De Rossi on as a holding midfielder
Oh,
chasing
yeah.
a goal. And De Rossi's like, what the fuck are you doing? Put Insigne on, you stupid dickhead. And then they got knocked out.
Oh, getting knocked out. That's a great meme. I do enjoy that one.
And all of that,
Anyway, my
all of
meme
that
of the
after Danielle De Rossi said that Sweden was shit because they don't have Zlatan anymore.
Ah,
What, did he say that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
Go on, Estelle. Go on.
all right,
Yeah,
so
let's hear
my
yours,
meme of the
Estelle.
week came from the Western Sydney game. So we had Gombao's first game in charge. He was just smiling all the time. Love the guy. He just has that smile on his face. Anyway, so he subs off that guy's name who...
Oriole?
I can't remember what it is.
Riera.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nipple, right? So
Jeez.
he gets subbed off. When he goes to shake hands with Gombao, he slaps it out and starts swearing in, whatever he's saying. I just found that hilarious, the first game, and Gombao's still, like, standing there, smiling, like nothing's even happened, and this guy's, like, pissed off at him. I love it. I just love seeing Western Sydney fail like that. It's great.
Just quickly, can I chuck another meme in, and actually a better one that I've completely forgot?
Yeah, go for it.
So on Friday night, we were in the front row, and Jono and Connor Payne took a throw in near us, and Jono and myself were hurling abuse towards him. I believe Jono threw a TJ style reference or a Loz style reference toward him about what he should do to himself.
Wait.
Anyway.
I don't get it.
Okay, next.
No, but hang on. The meme's building. The meme is building. Okay, so we've heard abuse. Like we're giving it to him large. Anyway, the next morning we've stayed near the Terrigal Hotel, and after the Socceroos game, we checked out. We're like, we'll go there for lunch. I'm still rocking the same get-up that I wore to the game, and Simon's still rocking his Hawaiian shirt as well. So obviously it's evident. And he turned around and like had a good look at us as we're yelling abuse and like laughed and stuff. Anyway, we're eating lunch at the Terrigal Hotel. Neck minute, who rocks up and sits behind us? Fucking Connor Payne. There he is.
You're such
Just
a
had a
bad
look.
influence on Simon. I'm just saying.
Gave him a little smile. Oh, Dale, he's a big boy. Makes his own decisions.
Does he though? Does he really?
Isn't that not a meme, though? Hurling abuse at him and then he comes and sits behind you 12 hours later.
Sorry, what's this TJ business? I think that's gone way over my head.
Oh, I'll
Alright,
explain to you off air.
Alright, Norris.
Okay. So, next I'm introducing a new little segment.
Jesus.
It's called Who Would You Rather Knock Out? Okay. So, during the victory game against Brisbane, I did get a little bit bored watching them. So, I turned around to my cousin and we're kind of discussing like certain A-League players and personalities. We paired them up and decided, which one would you knock out? Okay. So, I've got a few pairings here. First one, we have Kevin Muscat against Archie Thompson. Who would you rather knock out?
Kevin Muscat, end of. There's no debate.
Yep. Pat?
Well, I'm not a woman, so Archie probably wouldn't hit me back. Wow. Sorry, allegedly. Sorry, my mistake. So I'd probably hit Archie to cunt.
All right, Fraser.
Archie.
All right. I would go Kevin Muscat. I love Archie too much. Great guy.
So you'd hit your current
Immunise your
coach.
children, please. Anyway.
I mean, they don't have a win yet, so yeah, I'd probably hit my current coach if I didn't have a win yet too.
Yeah, of course. He deserves it. Anyway, we have next one, Matt Simon and Alex Brosk.
Oh, you've done us here. This is a stitch up. This is a stitch up.
Well, Matt Simon, even though he'd kill me, but like Brosk is getting his all-time caps, and I can't give him a black eye on a special occasion. I want him to look fine as fuck. Beautiful human being. So yeah, I've got to go a few rounds with the Wizard Oil Boy.
All right, Pat.
Yeah, Matt Simon, great bloke, shit footballer. So I'd probably hit him.
Fraser.
Oh, it's 100% Brosk from me.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I find people just fucking hate him. Non-Sydney fans just hate his guts.
I don't like him, but I
'cause
don't
he's
know
overrated.
why. No, after last season, I think he's fairly rated. Like, he was fucking good last season. But, like, he's like 5'8", so that's pretty much manlet territory.
Yeah, I
He's
obviously
6 foot.
agree with Brosk.
Yeah, that's still pretty small, let's be real. Get on my level, Brosk. I'll take Brosk.
More like get on my level. Small. Anyway, Brandon versus Fornaroli.
No. Stills, can we get your thoughts on the Simon Brosk, please?
I said Brosk. I
Oh,
agree.
sorry. My apologies.
Anyway, so Brandon against Fornaroli. I absolutely hate
Brandon.
these two.
Random.
Really?
I fucking despise the rat.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Fornaroli I can
Over
respect because
Fornaroli.
he's decent.
Yeah.
No,
The
I
most
don't mind
egotistical
Fornaroli.
asshole. He's so Oh.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy you love to have in your team. He's like...
No, see, I wouldn't
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, you say that, but if he bangs in 20 goals for Melbourne victory next season, you'd be on his dick pretty hard.
Look, no one wouldn't. Nathan. And the only decent thing he's added, or done, is that speech that he did and couldn't say optus, and he called it opportus, as in at the end he's like, and fuck off. That was the best.
That's good. That's good meme value. That's good meme value, though. What's Brandon done? He just dives, has a shit haircut, and he's not even that good at
his
footy.
injuries, or fake injuries, falling over. Don't you reckon he looks like that, like a miniature pony crossed with that rat from Harry Potter?
Peter Pettigrew.
That is way too obscure for me.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what he looks like.
Fucking hell. They're both pretty short.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon
know.
I could take them both.
All right, let's move on. I have Santalab against Reece Williams. Fraser, I want to hear you.
Oh, you know my answer. I would take Reece in a heartbeat. He'd knock me down with all that momentum coming from his beer gut, but fuck, I'd take him on.
Oh, Ben?
Brendan Sanslab, and I'd be doing it with a shirt which wrote "Vote Yes" on the front.
Oh.
Pat?
No, probably Santa Labs. I like Reese is a fat cunt. It's good to pay him out, whereas Santa Labs just a general cunt. So
Yeah. Look, I'd knock out Santa Lab on a boss's behalf. You know, he deserves it. All right. Going again with Reese Williams. How about Scott Jamieson? Your fave.
oh,
For those who don't know, Scott Jamieson loves Pat.
he is
Just go
like
through his tweets.
being honest. I think he is a little bit obsessed because I made him relevant. I will claim
Yeah,
I
you
made
made
him
him
relevant. Oh, on social media, his football's still shit. That's because I can't control his football. Like he's always
He's
been
become
shit.
a D-grade celebrity due to you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm still fucking Y grade.
That's generous.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, no, Scott Jamieson, if you're listening, which you probably fucking aren't because you've got better things to do, come for a bloody bev with us on Friday after the game, mate. I want to get a photo with you as well. Fuck. He
Don't do
doesn't
it.
reply to my tweets anymore.
Oh, I wonder why.
You need to add him off the football snack account. Someone needs to have a chat to him in the DMs
All right, will do. Ben?
for a meet and greet. He'll reply to you stills in a heartbeat. He seems the type. Can we get Johnny Van on as well? Or what's the deal with that?
Not talking to
That's a
him
story
ever
for
again.
another time. That is a story for another time.
Never talking to him ever again. That is the most awkward story of my life. Oh,
We have to share that next week, I think.
maybe. If we get enough viewers this week, and if we get enough retweets, I will tell the story.
How many
Yeah.
retweets do you get the story?
2.
100.
2.
100.
100. Fuck.
Nothing. All right. Anyway, let's move on to this week's questions. Our first one is, with the transfer window approaching, which A-League clubs should make a move first? Ben?
I don't fucking know.
Brilliant
Oh.
insight.
Good start.
Alright, well, I don't know, Brisbane with someone who's younger than 30.
That's a good
But
point.
older than 18.
Oh yeah, you need to even it out. No, honestly, I know Sydney's been linked to the Iranian captain, allegedly for the ACL.
Dejaka.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if we have the cap space, but then again, if we probably didn't last week, wink wink. Last year, wink wink.
True.
Newcastle, maybe Newcastle. I think they're a bit leaky, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And is Topper Stanley, does he have the legs for an entire season? I don't know. I can't think of anything else. What do you guys think? What about you, Pat?
Well, probably fucking. Obviously, being a Sydney fan, I would say Sydney. Probably a striker, someone quick and fucking young. Brisbane obviously would be the same. They're in the same situation. I'm guessing Perth would be. I think a lot of the clubs just need a sort of. We have to remember it's only six? Is it 6 rounds? Like this is round 7 now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still early on in the season. Like there's still 20 games to go. So a lot of them are still trying to getting to their groove. Like I don't know if this is a question or not, but
Newcastle?
about
Yes,
Newcastle going the distance. Okay, well I won't
Yeah.
bring that up then. But like we are 6 weeks in and people are like, oh fuck, this. Like look at the Mariners. They hadn't won a game and now they're in the. If it was to stop now, they'd be in the finals. Yeah, it's like what the fuck's going on? So I don't think it's panic mode yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So would that be applied the same to Melbourne Victory, or is that different rules for you?
No, because they are cunts. So
Yeah, there we go.
it's always great to see them lose or draw.
Hypocritical. Anyway, on to Fraser. Your opinion?
I think there's the obvious answer that Raw needs someone young and with pace, but I'm going to say Central Coast need a centre half because it's not viable to be playing Anthony Golek for 27 games of a season. And I think with that young squad, they can definitely do damage to the top three at the moment. Being Sydney, obviously they've done a bit of damage already, but Newcastle, I think they can easily turn over that 5-1 result in the first week, and Melbourne City even potentially with the way that they play. I think Ocon's got to go on a lot right, but Golek is just not a sustainable option whatsoever to be there.
Well, he actually did quite well against Sydney, but that's his one in every.
Yeah,
how many performances?
He did quite well at left back in the Asian Champions League final, but since then he's played at like 8 different clubs and didn't get a run in second tier Korea.
Oh yeah, he loves letting people know how well he did in that final.
Believe me, yeah, fuck.
Well, if you show up for one game in your career, that's probably a game you'd show up in.
100%.
You'd hope so.
All right, next question. So if Ange does quit after getting us to the World Cup, who do we replace him with? Ben.
Someone foreign that you've only heard of when he gets announced, then you'll pretend you'll know of him for years and you'll say he's an excellent choice.
Yeah.
The classic.
Of course.
No, seriously though, no one from the A-League. I don't think anyone's at that level yet. No, Arnie, I don't think so. Muscat, definitely not. Who are the notable coaches in the A-League, really?
Aloisi!
Gombau.
Oh, Gombau. Don't
ever say that ever again. Aloisi, no. Gombau. I wouldn't have minded Gombau, honestly. I think he's... But, no one from the A-League. Pretentious wanker hipster option, as I said earlier.
Pat?
Look, I'm going to go long. 2 options. Number 1, or 3 options actually. Firstly, Hayden Fox, best A-League coaching record in history.
Undisputed.
Undisputed, I would say.
The GOAT.
If he didn't coach the Wanderers, I'd be getting around. Imagine him in a green and gold tracksuit with that standing about to take on the world. Imagine that in a qualify, everyone, the whole fucking world's watching, and there's our national coach in a tracksuit. That would be Australia cunts. That could
you imagine Hayden Fox versus like Joachim Low against fucking Germany or some shit like that?
They'd just be like, who the fuck is this cunt?
Like a walking flare.
A walking flare.
So many colours that Fraser can't see.
Oh, get off it. This isn't the colourblind snack, it's the football snack. Get back to the topic.
So my second option would be to bring back Holger. I think he's had some time away to reflect on his mistakes.
Hi.
No.
And my third and final option, my personal favourite that I'm backing, is the fucking man, Big Sam fucking Allardyce, coaching Australia. He saved Palace, now he'll save Australia. Imagine him. The boys would be frothing. There'd be a lot of getting around the boys. That's what I think. It would just be
he's got the best England record of all time too. He's got a 100% win rate.
1 for 1.
There you go. And he's a relegation battler. I reckon we'd do all right with him. Everyone would just be like, "Fucking, this guy's a bloke." End of the day,
the more blokey the guy, the more chance we have of getting to the World Cup.
If there's any country that works with, it's Australia. Honestly.
Have you not seen that fucking gif of him dancing in Ibiza? Or that little 4-second video, which is hilarious.
Fraser. Let us know your.
I think for me, the heir apparent was Gombau. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen anymore, if not for the next 3 to 4 years. Someone I wouldn't mind seeing is good old Brendan Rodgers. He'd know how to put the ball in the back of the net.
That's a good option.
But I don't think he's going to be available. I think as soon as he leaves Celtic, someone in England will pick him up. As for free managers, fuck it, Vincente Del Bosque is free. Give him a call. Your Pinks as well is free after this season with Bayern Munich. He knows how to fucking play footy. Get him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some good options, yeah. I would have gone
Estelle?
for Gombau had he not signed for Western Sydney. I would have said that he was the next best thing. I think a lot of people would have said that as well. Can't really think of anyone else. at the moment who are like free agents. But yeah, all right, we'll move on.
I feel like Allardyce is a good shout just for the boys.
Oh, I'll be tweeting the FFA every day. Once Ange
Don't do
leaves,
it. Start it.
I'll
Start
start an at FFA Sam Allardyce in every single day, and I'll use that video as well, just every single day
All right, we'll be waiting for it.
until he gets hired.
Jamison picked up as well. Jesus Christ.
Nah, fuck that cunt.
Oh.
All right, so next question. Is it too early to consider the Jets a genuine championship threat? So, Pat, I'll give this one to you since you were touching on it before.
Once again, I feel a bit like Paul the Octopus because I believe in pre-season I said they'd be top 4. Now they're top 1. Sorry?
What's that octopus reference?
Because Paul the Octopus in the World Cup picked all the fucking winners, mate.
Remember that in
Get with
2010?
it.
Ah, Paul.
Yes.
Sorry, got my octopus confused.
Oh, yeah, Paul. Oh, yeah, that was it, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no. Oh, look, I think it's six rounds in. I remember last season Melbourne City were around, I think they were in the mixer until the round 10 or something. And then they slowly started to pull away. I think it's too early. I think this weekend will be a huge challenge for them. I'm hearing rumours, cannot confirm, that Sydney will be playing a sort of A-B squad this weekend for Tuesday's final, like in preparation for that, which could have some effect. Cannot confirm or deny any sources, but that's what I'm hearing. So I think but back to Newcastle, I think this weekend will be a huge challenge for them. Have they played any of the huge clubs yet? The big boys?
Mariners.
No.
Perth.
Played the Knicks.
Not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
See, I think the challenge will be when if they get a tough draw.
yeah.
Once they start to play against the
Well, they've got
bigger
Sydney
clubs.
coming up this week.
Yeah, so this is going to be their big challenge this week. And then if they get I would have said Melbourne, but if they get a Melbourne City well, they're not that hard to beat. But a club like a bigger club which has a better structure and then does have the pressure now. They're not the underdogs like little old Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like they'll be, you're on top. You've got to prove your worth, especially. So this weekend will be interesting to see what happens.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A depleted Adelaide that even Perth beat, however.
Oh, that's
there you go.
Yet again.
So therefore, the Knicks are better than Newcastle. If you go off the system.
All right, Fraser, let's hear your thoughts.
Are the Jets genuine contenders? No, I think it's still far too early to say. Will they be a threat when it comes to finals? Definitely. Look at the way they play. It's brilliant football. Ernie Merrick knows how to run a ship in the A-League. There was the argument thrown out there that Melbourne City did the same last season and the wheels kind of fell off a bit, but it's easy to say that when injuries and an inexperienced coach, the A-League comes through, but Ernie Merrick knows how to dance the dance. That's the thing. So I think if there's anyone that can, steady their ship and put them top 2, top 3, I think it's definitely him. So right now, it's too early to say, but there's genuine potential there.
100% agree. Ben?
I just want to, pretty much agree with everything there. Also want to touch on, I didn't rate Roy O'Donovan at the start of the season. Now I'm kind of shining towards him. He's got 7 and 6, and I know he only had 10 last season, but I got to respect that. The thing is, though, can he, in that front three of him, Naboo, and Petratus, that's it. Can they keep this up to 27 games? Because I feel like if that offense fucks off, because it's going to happen sooner rather than later, I do not see Roy O'Donovan averaging a goal a game the entire year, and that's just what's going to be their downfall. I think they'll still finish decently, and I think they'll still be a very fun, exciting team to watch. But I'm not really going to take them seriously until they're top by Australia Day, if they are.
Yeah, Australia Day is always good.
I think it's too hard to take anyone seriously at the moment. Like Pat was saying before, we're only a certain amount of rounds in. It's way too early. Teams haven't had the chance to gel. They haven't really played at their best. No one's at their peak performance yet. So you never know what can happen. And after all, this is the A-League. So you really never know what's going to happen next round. That's the best thing about this league. So unpredictable. It's a meme. Love it. Sometimes. All right. Next question, which is one that I wanted to raise. Why do you think AFL journalists feel the need to criticize football all the time? So for those who haven't heard what has happened, I'll give you some quotes. Mike Sheehan, he is on SEN. He said the Socceroos was a rubbish match, a boring match, and pretty much they played on a cow paddock, which, it's true.
Yeah.
But he went to the point of kind of putting down the world game in a way. There were some more comments that he did say that were quite degrading against football. So I want to ask Fraser first. Why do you think this happens?
I think a lot of it I think boils down to the fact that a lot of these journalists that are writing not particularly anti-football, but they put it in a different light to other sports. They very much come from the Sheilers, Wogs, and Poofters generation, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
the Wog ball generation, and as well as that,
just straight up say it. They're racist.
Oh,
I wouldn't say that.
But
I would.
Define racist.
Oh God, we won't go into defining racism on the football snack. I think that's for a different podcast. But I think as well it comes down to the sporting mentality of Australia, which is just very much us against the rest. And the thing is, the Australian game is cricket and AFL, and that's what it's going to be for a very, very long time. The world game is football. So when it comes to us against the rest in Australia with that kind of brand of Anglo-Saxon Australian, it's very much our game, AFL, up against the monolith of football. That's how I see it. And the fact that football is a genuine threat. It's got the highest participation rate in the country. Second or third most popular, I'd argue. I'd put it on tier with cricket. AFL, obviously, the most popular in the country, but it's only going to get bigger and bigger and better and better. So I think...
So what you're saying is they find that it's a threat, and therefore they feel the need to put it down.
In a sense, yes.
Yes. Okay, Ben.
I don't mean to really undermine this kind of point, but why do we give a shit what they think? I mean, at the end of the day, the journalist is about a different sport, and it's just like, well, that's your opinion. I don't necessarily have to agree or respect it, but at the end of the day, no one's forcing you to watch it. You watch your sport, I'll watch mine. Like, I'll watch AFL, basketball, rugby, all different kinds of sports. If I'm not entertained by it, if I'm in the mood, like, I'll watch all different kinds of sports. And it's just the matter of fact is if I'm not interested, I won't watch it. If you see the need to make like a smarky comment about a game, then yeah, go ahead. I really don't think much of it, but at the end of the day, I just don't really care.
I think I made a similar comment this week. Like, we shouldn't really pay attention to, what they're saying if they're a so-called expert in another area of sport. Therefore, their opinion doesn't even matter because they have no idea what they're talking about in the first place. So, I mean, it's hard not to get sort of defensive at the same time as it is, in a way, it is an attack. But, again, I'm going with it's a threat. Pat, what do you think?
Firstly, I'd just like to comment on Fraser. Please don't use the term wog. I actually find that offensive.
1 week ban.
And
Sorry, fellas.
I'll be reporting you to Twitter. I'll be deadly honest. I couldn't give a fuck what some fucking washed up journo from drinking his little fucking deconstructed burger or whatever the fuck he's probably eating while he's coming up with this idea. I couldn't give a fuck what he thinks.
Drinking a deconstructed burger.
Oh yeah, whatever. Sorry, man. I've been working since fucking 5 this morning. Get around it though. Anyway, and I just think, who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, the same as what Ben's saying. Like, I understand, obviously, like, Estelle, you get right behind it, this is the thing about football fans. They're so passionate and they care so much. But you've got to, like, not give a fuck. I could not care what he thinks about it. Like, I think part of it, he could be doing the old LeVar Ball trick and just saying shit and probably sitting back smirking, going, I'm going to get so much attention from this. It's going to be fucking hilarious. I can't wait for them to subtweet me, for them to at me. People are going to want my blood. Like, this will be hilarious. To be honest, that's what I would do. It's what I have done to fucking A-League players because it's so funny to just rile people up and then they react. I reckon it's just after
they're
reaction.
doing it for a reaction and for attention?
As well as, I also agree with Fraser and your point. It's a threat. Soccer's building. Obviously, this season, so far, it hasn't been great, but the numbers are there. And I think even in the women's, the Matildas, and I'm not too sure about the W League this season, but I know the Matildas games, the crowds were nuts. It's so good, and I think there's a bit of everything involved. So you've got the fear that it can grow and get better, and then it's the whole also the wog ball, like the whole oh my god, no, we don't play that. That's not how we do things here, mate. Come on, like that whole agenda. We don't kick this.
The bogan of life.
Yeah, that whole mentality of you're a puff, you go to the game, you rip flares, you're not in Europe, mate. Plus the whole riling. I think it's just a combination of everything, really. But I saw the article and just thought, who cares? Another journo wants his minute of fame.
Look, it is rubbish, like what you're saying, and it's stupid to pay attention to it. And like the reason I do get quite defensive over it is that a couple of years ago, my family were watching. Some of you may have seen this tweet, but my family were watching the football game. Like it was, I think it was a Western Sydney game or something at the pub while we were on holiday. So it was down by the beaches, and we were just watching the game, minding our own business, eating our dinner. And these two old ladies came in and started hurling abuse, saying that we were dirty wogs, go back to where you came from.
Did you glass the old cunt?
Just because we're watching football, when we're all born in Australia, we just have a Greek Cypriot background. And they took that assumption from watching a football game, and that just goes to show.
Did you give her the old Malakia? What a fucking bitch. Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious. This definitely happened.
Spewing.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought that in my lifetime, I'm never going to have to deal with this. My grandparents told me when they first came to Australia and how hard it was for them. Their exclusion, the racism, the remarks that they got, the taunting. I never thought I'd have to see that in my lifetime. But I did. And at the end of the day, it came down to because we were watching the football and we were targeted because of that. So that's the reason I do get defensive over it.
If it makes you feel any better, the old lady's probably dead now.
That makes me feel better, Ben.
I feel great.
Better. They're probably the ones that they probably called Adam Good the gorilla as well. So
yeah.
Oh, this has been a
Can you
spicy
say that?
podcast. This has been a spicy podcast.
I think you've got.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on. All right. This is kind of fun. You're gonna love this question. Okay.
Sorry, what?
This is for you. So because you are Italian, right?
Oh,
Cazzo.
Cazzo, fangulo, scero.
What's Italian?
Yeah.
Wait. What's Italian for I didn't qualify to the World Cup? Does anyone know?
Mamma mia.
Jeez.
I'm trying my best to ignore him. How about I say that to you tonight, Fraser? Yeah, go on.
Back to the question. Will you and other Italians boycott IKEA?
Never bought from IKEA, so no, can't relate. There's probably some degenerate who probably go Bunnings from now on, but otherwise, yeah, not a relatable question.
No. IKEA's great. Just putting that out there.
Get a snag.
Quick one on that. I thought you were part of A-League memes, not A-League banter, because that's an A-League banter joke.
Oh.
Wow.
He's saying that was sucks.
Only because I said you couldn't become an admin. Alright.
I hope you post that and it just bangs. And I just be sitting there looking at my phone and be like, oh fuck, she's got me.
Please do it now.
You're not getting anything from me.
Ooh.
Why isn't our photo in the Hawaiian shirts? As if that didn't become a meme. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's awful. I can't believe. Ugh. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to next round. So we'll just get predictions. First game, Central Coast against Adelaide. Pat, score?
Who cares? Draw.
Ben?
Yeah, fuck it, Mariners win.
All right, Fraser.
I mean, they beat us.
I'll say Adelaide have bounced back and get the W here. I think Central Coast got up to the last game and they'll come back to earth pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. So the next game, Brisbane against Melbourne City. Pat?
City. No, yeah. City should do them. If they play better than they did against the Wanderers, then Brisbane is shit and old. And if Luke, fucking old mate, can't remember his name out of mind, like Brett Holman can score a goal, that comes not relevant. So I think they'll go down. City will win. Sorry for dragging that out.
Ben?
I want to go Brisbane here. They're showing signs of life.
That's brave.
Eric Balfick, mate. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I do know he is quality. City need either a spot kick or free kick or Fornaroli back very, very badly. I don't. Going forward, they're very, very touch and go. And yeah, Ross McCormack, the bike part merchant, got exposed. I don't know. I just get this feeling Macarone's going to get a bullshit goal or someone, Joe Coletti, whoever. It's going to be 1-0 Brisbane.
Joe Coletti header.
Joe Coletti.
Hey, I'm walking.
What was that?
If you know, you know. Fraser knows.
Yeah.
All right, Fraser. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to say Brisbane too. I reckon they'll well and truly get up for this one. That French bloke that Ben referenced, I reckon he's not bad at all. And yeah, for the sake of it,
is the fatty playing?
The fatty, Reece Williams? No, he
Scott
doesn't.
Jamison.
Scott Jamison.
Oh,
Jamison.
Hope not.
Mr. Tommy Slaps. I'm not too sure.
Nah, he won't be playing. He'll be at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Got him.
Anyway, I think City are going to win. I just don't see Brisbane really they play boring football to me, so I don't see Brisbane getting up at all. I'm going to say City to win 2-0. Next game, Western Sydney against Wellington. Let's hear your thoughts, Fraser.
Fuck it, Knicks. 4-0. Knicks in, boys.
Ooh.
Knicks in.
I can respect that.
Fucking Knicks out. Knicks out.
No. Fuck the
Kalevich,
Knicks.
The Scrabble King. Oh.
Ben, thoughts?
Wanderers draw. Easy money. Next question.
I'm going to say Knicks will do them, but Knicks out.
Hey, all right. Well, I'm going to go against you guys.
Knicks out.
And I'm going to say 2-1, Western Sydney is going to win. Next game, Sydney versus Newcastle, which we will all be in attendance. How great. Let's see your thoughts, Ben.
Football snack meetup.
Yeah,
Yes,
boys
please.
and girls.
I've been mulling this over. That Newcastle front three is still in form. We have not looked defensively sharp at all in the past couple games. We were a team that prided itself on defense, only conceding 12 last season. I think we've already conceded 7. I want to go draw here, but that's an optimistic draw, especially if we're apparently playing our, fringe squad on the basis that we have the cup on Tuesday. I want to go 1-1.
All right. Pat?
I'm going to say Sydney because you've always got to get around the boys regardless. I don't know. I think it'll be a tough game. If it is a fringe squad, it will be tough. Hopefully Newcastle choke. Also, I'm willing to take selfies for $5 during the meetup because man's got to eat. So, yeah. Sydney,
I'm not
Sydney
coming anywhere near you at the game.
Oh, that's okay. The feeling's mutual, sorry. Yeah, because Simon's he's meant to be coming to the party with the boys, but he's not going to. Which is anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you should be. Anyway, yeah, City 5-1.
All right.
Just 5.
Could you imagine that fucking what's that Charles dude? He just gets banged in fucking 4.5 of footy.
Charles Lokalingoi.
Oh,
I am 12. Have you seen how old he looks?
Yeah.
Bloke
the king
says
of the
he's
Congo.
my age. He looks like he's about fucking 35. Mortgage and 4 kids.
it's like what's that? The bench warmers?
Yeah,
How they have
that's his
that.
birth certificate.
Yeah.
How good's that? All right, Fraser.
For argument's sake, I'm going to get around the Jets.
Wow.
What a
Me
coward.
too. I'm gonna say Jets are gonna win 2-1.
What a
Are
bunch
you going
of
with Vandy?
Nah, not going with Vandy.
You didn't even say hello to
All right.
me. Prick.
I wonder why.
Football
Yeah.
snap.
Well, are
blind
you sure
shirt.
he didn't say hello to you, or didn't you say hello to him?
I
Because I've heard
He
you a bit
waved.
quiet.
He waved to me and I said, "Ooh, football snack friends," and he laughed and walked off.
I don't think he listens. That's the thing. Like,
All right, next game. Perth against Victory.
oh god.
Fraser.
Oh, I can't. It literally comes down to who Perth field. Like, I couldn't call this until an hour before kickoff. I reckon because fuck Reece Williams, Perth 4-0.
All right, Ben.
Oh, Bersat Berisha. He's gonna fucking do you cunts something
Yes.
hard. By God, like I thought he was back last week, and I thought he was gonna score. I thought he was gonna go off, but apparently not. Yeah,
He did.
he needs goals. That he's due for goals. Perf's defense, lol. Perfect hat trick. 3-0.
Well, he did score last week anyway.
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna like blow up, which like I'm predicting he's gonna do now.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty good goal, to be fair. I like
Oh
it.
yeah, the turn he had as well to change the ball that quickly.
exactly. And the angle of it was great. Pat, thoughts?
Disgusted that Ben just did the Bessart Berisha chant. Also disgusted in Stell's getting around Berisha when he plays for Kosovo.
I
A little bit of tension there.
Political memes.
On the same lines, hate Berisha. FTT, Perth to Durham, 7-1. And the one will be an own goal
Fighting.
by Alex Grant.
Oh, fuck you.
All right, I'm going to say Perth are going to win 2-1. I don't know, Melbourne Victory just don't play well when they go over to Perth, and they don't really play well in general. Sorry.
Can I predict a clank? I predict there's going to be a clank. Like, we give away a lot of penalties, and I know Bobo had a nice little clank against us earlier on.
Oh,
in the
don't
season.
you fly, but he finished it. He finished it like a champ. He has a championship mentality. He kicked the ball back in. He was like, fuck you, ball. I'm going to kick you again. All right, don't you dare disrespect that favela merchant. Ever.
Speaking of clanks, Melbourne, hey?
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Big if true.
While we're on the Melbourne theme, is Mitch Austin playing this weekend? Is he back
Why?
from his suspension? No, I'm just wondering if he's back from his suspension.
I'm not too sure. I don't know how much he got for that card. I'd say he'd only have 1 week.
If it's
Maybe
two yellows,
two.
it's one.
Okay.
So he should be back very soon. Anyway, I don't think he's going to make much of a difference. But yeah,
Good to
I'll
see.
give it over to Fraser now to conclude this episode.
Oh, well, what can I say? It's been a riot, fellas. I wish we didn't have to cut it off, but we've breached our hour time limit. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys next week. Hopefully Australia will be in the World Cup, unlike Italy and unlike Greece. So for now, it is farewell. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we will see you next week.